Welcome to A Meaningful Marketplace.
I'm Sarah Massoni from Oregon State University's Food Innovation Center, where I've helped countless dreamers launch their new food products. It's the science of taking a food delight from the kitchen to mass manufacturing and still keeping its great taste. That's what I do. I've been called the woman with the $1 million palate, although I haven't tried to cash that check yet. Listen in weekly for real-life stories.
I'm Sarah Marshall, owner of Marshall's Oat Sauce and author of Preservation Pantry, modern canning from root to top and stem to core. I love inspiring business owners to get started on their journey, encourage folks to be part of their local community, and I'm excited to help business owners tell their stories. Hello, and welcome to the Meaningful Marketplace. We are here weekly to discuss the journeys of food entrepreneurs. We are glad you've joined us today as we bring you stories of hope and inspiration. This is Sarah Marshall, owner of Marshall's Oat Sauce. Sarah Massoni is gone for one more week, and then she will be back and joining us again. We have been partnering with the Regional Food Business Center to bring you guests from our 6-state region. We're currently meeting with business owners from the great state of Wyoming. I would like to introduce you to our co-host, Melissa Hemken of Wyoming. She is the Wyoming co-lead of the USDA Northwest Rocky Mountain Regional Food Business Center. And we have a couple weeks left meeting these Wyoming business owners. It's been so fun. Melissa, any Wyoming updates you want to give us?
Oh, well, today I'm actually in Jackson, Wyoming. I live in Lander, Wyoming, and so I'm a little further west in Jackson right now. And we're filming a Wyoming PBS special about Wyoming food entrepreneurs. And so today I was at a restaurant called Glorietta's, talking with the chefs there that source locally grown food, heritage grains and vegetables and meats and dairy from our food entrepreneurs. So it's fun to visit with the chefs who are actually working with those foods and serve them in the restaurants.
That's so cool. Well, I can't wait to see when it comes out. I loved the other special that you did, and I'm glad that you're doing that and helping to tell the stories. We've done them, podcast. We've done them through voice for a while with you, but it's always so fun to see them visually come to life as well. So I can't wait to see that extension of the stories when they come out. It's so fun to watch you blossoming and telling these stories of Wyoming. It's so fun. I love it.
Yeah, film definitely allows the art of food to come through. We talk about here on the podcast, we get the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Story art form, but the chefs definitely watching them craft the pastas and the pastries today with the ingredients. It was fun to see them, showing their craft by the hand.
Yeah, it's so cool. I feel like that visual element really just makes things pop and brings it to life. It makes people's mouths start to water and they want to eat it.
The funny thing is the videographer today did comment. He's like, yeah, it's so much fun to shoot food because it's so easy. People just love to see food.
Yeah. It's always a happy subject matter. People get excited about it. Well, we would like to encourage you to connect to your state by signing up for the Regional Food Business Center newsletter. It's a breeze to sign up. Just go to Northwest Rocky Mountain Regional Food Business Center.com, hit connect with us, and choose the button to receive newsletters. And we want to thank our sponsor for supporting the Meaningful Marketplace. Thank you for helping us spread the word about small business owners and entrepreneurs. Let's hear a word from our sponsor. The Northwest and Rocky Mountain Regional Food Business Center is the proud sponsor of the Meaningful Marketplace podcast, giving a voice to food from across the 6-state region of Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, Washington, and Wyoming. The Food Business Center supports Northwest and Rocky Mountain food industry makers as part of the USDA's National Network of Food Business Centers, supporting a more resilient, diverse, and competitive food system as a go-to source for small and mid-tier food and farm businesses with a focus on underserved communities, providing education in the form of technical knowledge, business programs, and industry news. We sponsor trade shows, meetups, and conferences to connect growers, producers, retailers, distributors, and processors, all to stimulate business and raise the standards of our storied food industry. Join us as we travel through the 6-state region, learning more about food makers, food hubs, and food systems. Visit the website at Northwest Rocky Mountain Regional Food Businesses.com to get connected. And I would like to introduce you today to our guest, Noriko. She is the owner of Gluten-Free Oats in Powell, Wyoming. We're delighted to have you on the show today, Noriko. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
We always like to connect our listeners to you online and social media. So, what's the best way for people to find you on there?
Okay, Amazon.com is the best place to find us. And gluten-free oats GF Harvest brand of organic retail. You can look up GF Harvest in Amazon. And I recently started my new own company, Pure Oats. We have Amazon account too. So you have to look up Pure Oats, gluten-free, and then you can find our store. And I'm working for developing my own website, and it's going to be pureoats.com. It will be available within a month.
Perfect. And if the show hasn't aired by then, either way, we'll link it in the show notes so people can just click on it below. So we'll put both things and then they can find it no matter what. And we always like to start at the beginning of people's journeys. So if you could tell us when you started the business and what inspired you to make a gluten-free oat business.
Let me introduce myself because I think it's better for me to start with my introduction. Okay, again, my name is Noriko Tenhulzen. I'm working for GFO Inc., gluten-free oats milling company in Powell, Wyoming. And the GFO was the first dedicated gluten-free milling manufacturing in North America over 20 years ago. And a celiac family started this business, and my husband bought GFO in 2020. And I have been working for GFO since then. And I'm managing all of our operations, quality control, shipment, sales, milling schedule, and inventory management. And I started my new own company last year called Pure Oats that sells conventional oats in retail package.
So you and your husband took over an already existing company. Is
Yes,
that right?
in
Oh, okay.
2020.
Yeah. That's great. And so you're growing the oats then.
We have contracted grower. So GFO is just milling company, and we do wholesales
Hmm.
and retail for organic product for GF as a GF Harvest brand. And my Pure Oats brand sells conventional oats, which locally grown in this area.
So gluten-free oats is the organic oats, and then pure oats is the non-organic, just conventionally grown.
Conventional in retail, yes.
Yeah, because you have customers who prefer one or the other.
And how can I say? Actually, GFO sells conventional oats for wholesales, not retail. So
Oh,
Pure Oats took the conventional oats in retail package.
okay. So gluten-free is the wholesale side of it, and with your new company, Pure Oats, you're bringing that to the retail shelf.
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about oats being gluten-free or not gluten-free because I think that I've always thought that they are gluten-free, but they're not always, right?
Yeah, to make it gluten-free oats is to avoid gluten contamination is the most important for us. So our process before start milling is more steps actually. So firstly, we don't plant the oats to the field that has gluten crop over the last 3 years. And then secondly, we walk the field during the growing season.
Yeah, so oats are gluten-free, but what makes them potentially have gluten contamination, as you said, Noriko, is in the harvesting and the processing,
Yes,
or
that's
and even in the growing, it sounds like. So
Mhm.
if you grow oats in a field that has volunteer wheat coming up in it from a previous crop,
Yes.
then that could get brought into the combine and put into the grain bin, and then there would be wheat gluten content with the oats, and then it would go into the flour or whatever it was being
Mhm.
processed into it.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like your way to avoid that is to make sure there hasn't been any type of gluten crop in that
Gluten.
field for at least 3 years. And then you also check the oat crop as it's growing to visually make sure that there's no wheat growing up in it, volunteer and that is removed even before it gets combined.
Yeah.
What's your storage and processing like? You have a facility that no other gluten products go through, correct?
Yeah. So we only process gluten-free oats. That's why we try to avoid any gluten before start processing. So we don't have oats field that has gluten over the 3 years. And we walk the field of contracted growers during the growing season, which is typically late June to July. And then we also have the representative of University of Wyoming to walk the field so that they can certify our seed.
That's great.
Then, thirdly, right before harvesting, we inspect their equipment. So I go to grower's shop to test their trucks and combines for gluten. And then when it comes over 5 parts per million, they have to wash it again until it becomes negative. Then lastly, when deliver the oats to our facility, I test the gluten before putting our storage. That's the process before milling. So of course, when we start milling it, we perform the gluten test and also perform the visual inspection.
One more time. That's a lot of details for you to track there.
Yes, it's on the long term, when start planting, it's about March to April, and then when start growing, we go to the field to inspect the field. And then before the harvest, I go to the store, grower's shop to test the gluten for their equipment. So it's longer process before start milling. But that helps us to avoid any gluten contaminations. And then in our area, barley is a popular crop for growers because there is a brewing distributor in town. And then you can actually see gluten, you can actually see barley in the oat field in the morning because the color is different. And also the sunshine helps us to find it in the morning.
Oh, so then you can spot it and take it out of the field so it doesn't get harvested with the oats.
Yes.
Oh.
We can map out this area is not good, or if it's spot everywhere, we can try to pick it up. So depending on how looks like, we make decision for what to do for the harvest.
That's what I was wondering because I think about, even just, if my neighbors have lots of dandelions in their lawn and then they blow over into our yard and then we have lots in our yard. Like it has to be so hard as farmers to try to keep your crops pure. It takes a lot of work. And I just think that doesn't get talked about a lot. So I appreciate your effort to keep your crops clean and especially I'm sure all of the celiac people out there appreciate the effort and all of the testing because I know that they need that. And but it's a lot of effort and energy and dedication. So thank you for doing that for your customers. I'm sure they appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me to share our process.
Yeah.
You mentioned that gluten-free harvest is more wholesale oriented. Do you sell it more to like school cafeterias or restaurants? Like who are your wholesale buyers of these gluten-free oats?
Yeah, sure. Our wholesale buyer is more for manufacturing company to make protein bar, granola, or some bakeries to make bread or cookies. That is our main wholesale customer.
And so that they're then selling that packaged food product gluten-free. I'm assuming that's why they're looking
Yes.
for those gluten-free oats. They want to be able to say that, oh, this snack bar is gluten-free.
And so then with all of those efforts and testing that you're able to do, are you able to say that things are certified gluten-free and that they're celiac friendly? Are you able to have that stamp of approval?
Yeah, our facility is certified by GFCO, which is a gluten-free, I don't remember the name, but GFCO. We are certified by GFCO. And then we actually had an audit last week, and we passed it.
Yay!
Yay!
What are all the steps to such an audit? We often get scared, especially as small businesses, of anything audit, whether it's payroll audit or whatever, accounting. But they also do it for food safety and things like gluten-free.
Mhm.
What are all the steps you'd go through with an auditor for gluten-free?
Yeah, gluten-free, they have a checklist for us to make sure, and they have huge instruction manual for the operations. So the auditor makes sure we follow the instruction, and then we submit testing result to them. Also, sometimes they see our testing, result in the pictures or record. And also the GFCO required us to do the gluten training for employees every year. So we have a slide for employees to explain about gluten, celiac family, what logo needs to be on the package. Also, what is going to cause if the oats are gluten contaminated. So those are we have those training material and do the training every year. We have our facilities certified by USDA organic and SQF, safe quality food. So we actually have 3 audits every year. And then typically GFCO first, and then organic and SQF. But again, each audit has the list that we have to follow. And the SQF has a lot. So it's more for every day, every week, every month. We have to make sure we follow our policy in our book.
And now that we know that you're doing all these safety measures to make this safe food for everybody, let's talk about your favorite way to eat them. What's your favorite way to eat the oats?
Okay. So honestly, I never had oats since I came to Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew about oatmeal, and I had seen my coworkers were eating oatmeal for breakfast at our cafeteria. So I know it. But honestly, it didn't look good. So I never tried. So I never tried. But since I started work for GFO, I decided I had better try it, what customers eat.
Mm-hmm.
So what I started is just add some rolled oats into my regular meal, which is soup, stew, dumpling, or Japanese meatball. Then I found out oats doesn't change the taste of my meal. So, but it makes it a little creamier. And it doesn't look bad. It tastes good. It makes it creamier. So that's what I started.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw the oat groats, which is just dehulled oats. It
Mm-hmm.
looks like rice. And I eat Japanese rice every morning for my breakfast. So I started with 2 cups of Japanese rice and add 1 cup of oat groats and put in the rice cooker and cook as just per normal. And then I fell in love with it. Oat groats add more texture, and I can have more fiber in my nutrition in the morning. So it's perfect meal for me. So that's how I started. And then I started to make my Japanese soup with Japanese seasoning, which is dashi, miso, and soy sauce. That makes it so happy. My tummy becomes so happy with those Japanese taste.
That's a really good addition because it's like you're making it your own. I don't think many people in Wyoming would do the same thing that you're doing. And it's really cool that you're doing that. I also wanted to just mention when you're saying the oat groats, it's not something that everybody knows what it is. And so I was a little bit surprised by this too when I first saw this at the farmers market. We have a farmer who brings these to market. So when I think of oatmeal or oats, it's like a flattened out grain, but I guess I just thought it came that way. I don't know. I guess when you buy oatmeal, I just thought it came out of the fields like that. I didn't realize it was flattened. And so when it's the groat, it's just like it looks more like barley or rice, and it's just not flattened. And the first time I had it, I was like, this is awesome. Why does everybody flatten this into oatmeal and then make it into a porridge? I don't understand, because we don't eat it. We don't eat a lot of that, in the Pacific Northwest. I think oatmeal is a very common thing to eat in where you guys are. I don't know, but it's not really here. But I think that eating it more as the oat groat is more common here. Not for breakfast though, for like lunch, for like a bowl, like a grain bowl. That's huge here.
And oat groats is very good with American style food, which is when you cook chunk meat or the short ribs in a slow cooker. You just need to add a half cup or 1 cup in the last 1 hour. And then that makes it thicker and creamier. And then you don't need to make gravy sauce for that.
Oh, use it as a binder, like a thickening binder.
And also when you cook whole chicken or turkey at the Thanksgiving, you have leftover meat and bones. So I put entire leftover into a big pot and add some vegetables and oat groats in it. So then it makes it thicker. So I really like it when I use groats for American style food too.
I grew up in the Midwest and I only knew about flattened oatmeal. And I didn't meet oat groats until I left that region. So yeah, I didn't realize that in the Pacific Northwest, you didn't have oatmeal as much, or you didn't eat it as much. That's interesting to see how it's more regional than I thought.
Yeah, popular oatmeal is rolled oats and it's flat when you eat it. And I noticed that. So I actually designed a GA Harvest brand retail package with this. And many people don't know how oat looks like. So I sketched oat shape and our local symbol mountain. The local call it Heart Mountain. And then collaborated with my designer to make this package so that people see how oat looks like in the field. And it's important to know how it looks like in the field.
I don't think people know. I think the only thing people like they're so used to instant oats, that's the only thing is like maybe you get it. I don't know. We didn't grow up with it. So it's like if you see it, it's because you get it on like in a hotel or an airplane or something, but you don't grow up having it every day. But I know friends who that's what they ate every morning for breakfast. It's like oatmeal or sweet oatmeal for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was an adult and I had a housemate that would eat savory oatmeal. She would put red pepper flakes in her oatmeal, that I even thought that oatmeal could be savory, because I always knew it was sweet. Like that's how I grew up. You put raisins and brown sugar and butter on it, and that's how I did it for breakfast.
Yeah, my image for oatmeal is just add more sugars and fruits, everything. But I don't eat sugar in the morning. That's why I was not too excited to see the oatmeal, or I was not too excited to try it. So I found my own unique way with Japanese seasoning, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I love that idea. It's so great. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, let's talk about where and how people can purchase the oats. So we'll be right back.
Oregon State University's College of Agricultural Sciences and the Food Innovation Center are proud sponsors of Meaningful Marketplace. With a mission to serve all Oregonians, we are committed to giving voice to those whose food and agricultural stories are not always heard. By providing access and opportunity for a more diverse and just food system, because food brings people together.
Okay, we're back. And let's tell people how they can purchase oats. And it can be from either company. What would be the best way for people to purchase oats, either online or in person?
Yeah, you can find us at Amazon.com for the GA Harvest brand of organic You just need to look up GF Harvest, and then conventional oats, you can look up with pure oats, gluten-free, and you can find our oats. Also, I will have a market in store at farmers market in Cody, Wyoming, and Red Lodge, Montana this summer. So you can see me, or you can purchase our oats in the market.
And how far is that for you to travel to Montana for a farmer's market? Is it far?
It's just 1 hour drive,
Oh,
and
yeah.
in Cody, it's half-hour drive. And Red Lodge, Montana has more events in the summertime and more traffic there. So I like to introduce my oats to the place where more people come from all over the United States.
Noriko, you just got started selling on Amazon. What have you learned about that process, and how has it helped both businesses, both GF Oats and Pure Oats?
GF Harvest brand, it's been more than 10 years for this company to sell GF Harvest in retail in Amazon. So they have more customers, and we have subscription customers. We had a consultant to check our account and improve our account 3 to 4 years ago. So our information is now organized at GF Harvest brand. And my Pure Oats account, we just started last year about this time. Our information is not organized and maybe not enough. So I still have to work on it to share more story of this brand and how we cook, and we post video. I still have to work on those improvement for my account.
Yeah, Amazon is a really interesting place for small businesses to sell, and I think we don't talk about it a ton on here, but it's kind of hard because you in the big picture of things, it's sort of unavoidable. We had a guest on a while ago that said they really fought selling on Amazon because they didn't want to, but then what ended up happening was other people sold their stuff on Amazon anyway. So then they decided to sell on Amazon. But then it's almost like it's challenging to figure it all out because it's like learning a whole new language, because it isn't just like opening up a website and listing some stuff. You have to really speak an Amazon language. So I do think that hiring a consultant is really smart. I think it teaches you a lot of things, because then the other thing is that things change over time. So I think that is good advice, to hire somebody to kind of help you get things set up. But then the other thing is that it's always constantly changing. So you kind of have to do it again sometimes, I think. That's my advice. If you're going to sell on Amazon, is that I think you need help, unless you're a genius.
I need help. But good things of Amazon is that customers can buy not only oats, what they want at the time, so that they can get free shipping.
Yeah.
And if customer want to buy only oats, they can visit our website.
Yeah.
But sometimes they want to buy oats and what else?
Yeah, they want to buy a lot of things at once, or they want to get them really quick. That was kind of the reason that we ended up doing it for our hot sauces, is that people wanted to get things, the next day. And so we couldn't possibly ship it to them the next day because it would cost like $50, and the customer didn't really want to pay that. But Amazon could ship it to them the next day, and they would do it for free if we just stored things at their Amazon warehouse. And we do that. And it especially comes into play during holidays, which is when people want to get our stuff really fast. And it does help. It helps keep our customers happy. So if anybody needs to hear some things about Amazon, that's what I would say the benefit is, is that it keeps our customers happy during the holidays.
Over the years, Noriko, that you've worked with both Amazon and have your own e-commerce website, what's kind of the sales split? Do you get more sales through Amazon, more through your own direct website?
I think when we hit COVID-19, we had more customer to buy from our website. But recently, most of our customer buy from Amazon. And I try to fill their warehouse inventory right on time so that we don't run out our inventory in Amazon store.
Where's the closest Amazon, fulfillment center for you, Noriko? Is it Billings, Montana? Is that
I think Arizona is the closest.
okay?
Arizona. And there is Texas, but I'm not sure which one is closest, but Texas or Arizona warehouse, we ship a lot.
I would assume there was one closer, like in Salt Lake, one of those big urban areas, but I guess not.
I do not believe so. There is California one too,
Okay.
but not Utah or our area.
Okay.
Yeah, they have us shipped to California. I wasn't really guessing because it was the closest, but because it was the biggest. And so they store a lot of stuff there and then they ship it really fast, So that's where they have us ship things to and then they ship it, next day. But we do way more business on our website for sure.
Noriko, I know that you're working for one business and you've started Pure Oats as another business, but you have professional experience working for Toyota internationally. So what have you seen as the differences of having been working in sales for a huge international company like Toyota, and now you have your small own business and you're doing everything, right? You're wearing all the hats, you're owning it, you're managing it. Maybe tell us about the what you've learned from working for Toyota and the differences you see there.
Sure. Okay, so I was working for Toyota for 18 years. And I moved to the United States in 2016 for the new assignment for the sales headquarters of the United States in Torrance, California. My main job was working with North American distributors, which are United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Hawaii. And then get the vehicle allocation for distributors. But those 5 distributors has different market, different dealer operations, different inventory management, and it changed every month. So I need to get updated information from distributor and then explain to our production side to get right vehicle to the right place at right time. So for me, right now I'm managing oat business, but it's basically for me it's same things. I get customers information and which customers order what product in which size of package and how many pound and how frequently they order. And then I make my inventory target. Then I make the meeting schedule for each week. So it's just the product was changed from cars to oats. And then what I learned from Toyota is to get the updated information and move fast. Markets are changing every day, and the customer may change their product. So I have to proactively contact with our customers and hey, probably it's about time for you to order more oats with us, and then checking what product they want, how many pounds, so that I can make my inventory target so that we don't delay the shipping to the customers. So it's a huge change for me from cars to oats, but it looks like a huge change, but it's basically, I think it's same type of job is what I'm doing.
Yeah, same type of job, just a much smaller product.
Yeah.
Organic, conventional,
Yeah.
and 5 different cuts.
We always like to ask people if they have any advice for people that are currently dreaming up a business. Do you have advice for people that want to start a food business?
I think you have to love your own product is the big things for me. I didn't plan to move to the United States. I didn't plan to live in Wyoming. I didn't plan to work for oatmeal company. But fortunately, I fell in love with our oats. So I like more people to enjoy our oats with their unique own way, the Japanese seasoning, American style. You can just eat oats not only for breakfast, but also every meal. So that's my advice to love your product. And my dream is to deliver my oats to my home country, Japan, sometime. That's my passion to continue this business.
I think that's so great. I think it's really good advice. I hope that you get to take your oats to Japan. I think that would be so wonderful. You can ship them internationally and spread the word about oats to Japan, because I don't think that it's gotten there or is popular there, but you can bring it to your home country. It's been really wonderful to have you on the show today. I think it was great to hear your story and connect with you, and I think people are going to want to try those oats.
Great.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in and listening to the show. And if you would rate us on Apple Podcasts and iTunes, that would be great. And you can find us on YouTube at Meaningful Marketplace Podcast. You can call or text Sarah and I with questions at 503-395-8858. We couldn't do this without our fantastic team at Joy of Creation Production House. Thank you to Dave, our production coordinator, and Haley, our audio engineer. And we will be back next week to hear more Wyoming stories. Thanks for joining, everybody. Bye.